What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here, except one. We got one. We got one down soldier tonight, but he will be back with us. As soon as he gets well. Walt. Everybody here at Real Deal Sports. We hope you get better, man. But we got another guy. We got our other brother, our fourth member that y'all just didn't know about. We got JT, man. We got JT with us tonight, gentlemen, and that's brother John. The hardest working guy in show business, as Walt always says. Gentlemen, how's everything going tonight?
Man, what's going on? Appreciate y'all having me back. Hey, Walt, get well soon, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more than appreciated to be filling in for him.
Man, we appreciate it.
Walt changed that because he used to say I was the coldest guy in the business, and then someone said something, and I said, "Well, it's better than being Walt calling me the hottest guy in the business." And then Walt
right.
he just said he just changed it to hardest working.
That would have been plausible every time he said it. Like, hold on, pause.
Right.
Walt just he went in on me like not too long ago. I posted a picture of me at work, and I said I'm getting my weight back up. And he said that's the most light skinned of this stuff ever. I'm like, bro, I don't post my pics. I don't post my pics for men, bro. Like, yeah, Walt, he be clowning on me sometimes, man. It be funny.
Walt is funny. Walt is funny. He be having jokes. He be sending me old Bears and Brown videos. I'm like, don't send me nothing else.
Yeah, Walt, my man.
Don't send me nothing else. Anything LeBron Chicago related, don't send it to me. Don't send it to me.
But I never hear him talk about Bone Thugs. And they real legends. They got street names after them down there, but that's a whole other story.
That's true. So, gentlemen.
Hey, by the way, Earned Let's Talk Sports tuned in. So I just want to say shout out to them. By the way, if whoever this is running this, if you go subscribe to our Instagram, and I will put it in the chat, we will give you a shout out on this. Oh, okay, it's Walt. Never mind. All right. Well, I was say we'll give out if you follow us on Instagram, we will give you a shout out. Anyone who comments and on whatever you want to promote. So if it's your cousin's, GoFundMe to get to go to camp or whatever, football camp or whatever it is, or if you got barbershop you will promote, whatever. Just follow us on Instagram and hit us up, and we'll definitely give you a shout out on the show. So.
All right, sounds good. So, fellas, let's get into our first topic. Dennis Rodman, the Worm, one of Chicago's legends, Detroit too, but whatever. He is going to Russia to try to bring back Brittany Griner. JT, we're gonna start with you, man. What's your take on it? What you think?
I mean, it may sound crazy to me, but I mean, this ain't the first time we seen Dennis Rodman saying he was plugged with someone from another country.
Yeah, foreign leader.
And we actually seen them together. So I look at it like this. I mean, whatever that man, like a lot of people thinking he offers rocks. You know what I'm saying? With that, I don't think so. I think he really genuinely trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think he really more connected than what people give him credit. You know what I'm saying? So I think he really trying to do that. If it work, it work. Because Roy Jones Jr. brought that up. He talked about how he was connected over there and how they was discussing about, they allowed him to come over there to discuss her freedom. I don't know what happened with that, but now you got somebody else stepping up. And it's not like we don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So just give him a shot.
Right, 100%. What you got on it, John?
I mean, yeah, if he can negotiate a better deal than what our politicians got going, I say, hey, he might have himself some sort of political candidacy coming up, on some level. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, well, I don't know what his plan is. I know he got permission to go to Russia. I'm assuming from Russia. I'm assuming. I don't know what that means. Like, I think permission just means like, hey, you guys promise not to arrest me if I come over there, right? Like, that's what permission is, I think. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see what he can. I guess he said he knows Vladimir Putin. It's weird to he knows Putin and he knows
Kim Jong.
Yeah. Kim Jong. Yeah, all those guys and stuff. But
and we seen him with these people. So
hey, you know who it's like two guys doing this. Do you guys know who Sean Penn is? Sean Penn? Yeah. Dude's like interviewing like El Chapo and stuff like the day before he gets arrested, which I think is kind of fishy. Like I'm not saying Sean Penn was in on it, but I think they might have followed him and seen where they were meeting and then arrested El Chapo the next day or something. But I'm just saying, like, these two dudes. I mean, Sean Penn's been in Ukraine like this whole time during the war, like sitting there at town halls, like. These two dudes it's impressive to see like what they're doing with their afterlife, there's sports acting afterlife.
That's real.
Not afterlife.
I never even looked at it like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting route because, a lot of people consider them the Antonio Browns of what they do, like whatever, like they're just goofballs, clowns, whatever. And it's like they're doing more. We'll see. I mean, they could just be goofing around over there. Who knows what they're doing? But I'm just saying, like, if he's really trying to do something, hey, kudos to him. Because we don't take it lightly. We understand, like, this is the United States. We go get our people no matter what. Even though it means, like, we're releasing some bad people,
right.
And, like, yeah, we're not taking that lightly. Like, we want Brittany Griner back, but we also understand, like, we're releasing some bad dudes. You know what I mean? Like, if these people, if your family was involved with some kind of crime they committed, like, I can understand you would not want this person released. I do understand that. But, like, this is the United States, man. Like, that's one thing about this country is you always have that feeling that, like, my country's going to come back and get me if I mess up. I'm supposed to not mess up, but, But yeah, that's a good feeling to have. But and I'm not saying we're better here. I mean, we mistreat a lot of people here too. Obviously,
I mean, I won't want to. I don't want to be locked up nowhere, but I don't want to be over there.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm sure she's been treated better than most. But yeah, it would be a scary thing.
Yeah, we hope so because they said she was coaching over there, right?
Playing. She was playing.
Yeah,
she's playing.
Yeah.
I thought they said she was coaching or something.
They said that's
she might have been like a player coach.
Yeah,
she was playing. But yeah, man. So good for Rodman, man. I don't know what he's gonna do, but if he can negotiate a better deal than what we got going on right now, that'll be great.
Yeah. The Worm. Give a shout out to the Worm. He trying, man. Salute to the Worm, man. I hope it ain't no propaganda though.
That's true. Hopefully he can. Hopefully. I think at the end of the day, no matter who goes over there, if it ain't Biden, they like, bro, we'll hear you out, but you ain't the one making no decisions.
That's real.
So, it's like, yeah, all right, you coming, but you ain't Biden. So, when we discuss our trade options with him, then we'll make a move. But I mean, it's really, it don't really mean much. I mean, because at the end of the day, Dennis Rodman can't get her out. He can't make the trade for him. It's like, bro,
No, he can have an influence.
He can.
Because it ain't what you do, is how you do it. He can go in there and he might go in there and talk something that we don't know he know how to talk. He's clearly he's connected with these people some type of way. And they could just easily look at him as an American and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? But they looking at him like it's something he know that they know, or something that they believe, or it's an aura or something that he give off, however it may go. But it's not like he just keep talking about being around these people. He know these people. We actually seen him with these people. So that's why I say get that man a shot.
And to that point, like these countries, and same with our country, every country, they want attention more than they want their guy back. Like this guy, he's, they want him back kind of, but like, I mean, it's like how when Walmart releases you, it's like they're going to keep moving on without you, right? Exactly. Like this dude does not make or break the way Russia runs their stuff. So like Dennis Rodman go over there is good publicity for them. And that's what they want even more than their guy back. They just want publicity.
Yeah, because she ain't going to be over there for 9 years, bro. They're going to let her go.
That's why they took her in the first place, was for attention.
That's all it was.
Right. They want to dominate our news cycle over here. And so like it worked. And so Dennis Rodman going over there is good publicity. So if we can give them enough publicity where we don't have to give them this horrible criminal back in exchange for her, that would be great. I'll exchange publicity any day.
That's true. That's true.
They're gonna release her. They just wanted the world to catch up on what's going on in Russia.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't want us to forget about them.
That's it.
Next topic, fellas. Ben Simmons is being trolled. Now, over the weekend, John, was kind of giving us some information on the story, but now he's going to tell us live. John, go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
So a lot of guys do this where, like, you see LeBron show up with his entourage. They'll rent out a store at the mall, and then they'll whatever. But they close the doors. They lock the place down. Like, you can see them through, like, the bars and stuff, but they're in there shopping by themselves. This man rented out a candy store and left the doors wide open. And, like, almost like he wanted to be seen, like, I rented out a candy store. And maybe not. Maybe it's a nice day and he just wanted that breeze coming in. Either way,
right.
I mean, you ain't gonna, if you do that, you ain't gonna stop people coming in off the street if they see Ben Simmons in there by himself.
100%.
So, he had security, but I mean, they're security is pretty lax nowadays. Like, they're not trying to get in trouble because it's easy for security to go too far and then get in trouble. So anyway, this dude just wandered right in and starts calling him Westbrook, just calling him Russell Westbrook. And he fist bumped Ben Simmons. And by the way, I got AD with that one time. I just walked up and was like, hey, AD, what up? And then fist bumped him. And out of instinct, they fist bump. And then they look at you like, oh, shoot, who is this guy? Get out of here. Like, where's my security? I got AD with that once. And he was cool about it. But he definitely right away was like, security, get this dude, whatever.
Right.
And, but I saw it coming, so I was already moving away. I knew it was going to happen. But with this, same thing, man. He fist bumps the guy, and then he starts looking around like, what's happening here? And the dude's like, oh, Russell Westbrook, man, you're my guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then as he's walking out, security's telling him, like, move. He's like, yeah, you're Russell Westbrook. You can't shoot. And then that's where people are like, oh, dang, like, this was a troll. He didn't act, whatever. Yeah. The thing is, he said that he did it because I call him Westbrook now. Ben Simmons turned down taking a picture with some kids, and that's why he said he did it. He said some kids asked him for a picture, and instead of taking a picture with the kids and buying them some candy and telling them split, he told them to bug off, whatever. And so he said I walked up and told the kids, hey man, I'll get him for you, and that's why this video became a thing. So
wow. This is over. Wow. Okay.
So people were saying like this guy was rude, and like I said, I wouldn't do it personally, but like if he's telling the truth, a little trolling here and there ain't whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean they should have locked the doors. Like I'm sorry, like if you rent a place out, you don't want no one just walking off the street. Why are the doors wide open? Like they had like several doors open like in the place, so it's just you could walk in from any angle.
Hey, I love the kids, man. Everybody know JT love the kids, but it's some days you don't feel like doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like people are human. People forget people are human. I get it. They may not ever see a Ben Simmons again or an actual real NBA player. That's why I'm the type that would do it probably all the time, more than probably I would want to. But some people that like, come on, man, he didn't want to take a jump shot.
Right.
So his mind is somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. He just want to get his money, do him, and that's it. Like that's he don't. I don't think he wants the fame. I think it's the money with him. I don't think he wants the fame.
I agree. But like I said, that's why you shut the doors. Like if you don't want this, shut the doors. You know, and I understand it's tough, man. Like Michael Jordan can't freaking leave his house. Like he left his house in forever because people just gonna.
And we also forget the man from Australia.
It's true.
Yeah. Isn't he like a military kid though?
I think he was everywhere. He traveled everywhere, but I think he grew up like his roots like
he's like born in Australia.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, so it's totally different over there.
I just think my whole takeaway from this is people are saying it was disrespectful, and I agree because this was extremely disrespectful to Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Like we're talking about one of the greatest players of our generation, and you're comparing him to this guy who won't shoot. I'm sorry, like do not compare the two. That's my thing. It's disrespectful to
Hey,
Westbrook.
you know I have my opinions on Westbrook.
Not to Ben Simmons. This was disrespectful to Russell Westbrook, and that was my takeaway from all of this.
I mean, I gotta say again, y'all know I have my take on Russell Westbrook. He's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think people.
But I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, did Westbrook accomplish more than Ben Simmons? You know what I'm saying?
I'm making a joke because people are saying, people are saying he's being disrespectful, and I just took it another way. But yeah,
I feel like it's just like when Iverson rookie year, he crossed up Jordan. They asked him at the end of the game, like he said he felt like that was disrespectful. I'm like, wow, Jordan, you felt like Iverson crossing you up. He said, oh, he's talented, but that was just disrespectful. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah, remember when
it's always disrespectful when it's getting done to you though.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're the one doing it, it's always just a game. You know how it go.
Yeah.
It's a part of the game. But as far as the Ben Simmons things go, people just trying to get their 30 seconds of fame.
Right.
That's all it is. It's like, bro, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. We don't, so what? What nobody know about this story until you told it.
Right.
Ben, no matter what you say or do, he's still a millionaire at the end of the day, and you still doing whatever you do. So, when people are out to, like make entertainers or, these athletes, like embarrass them, it's like, why do you bother? Like, bro, it's not that serious. And like to JT's point, everybody, yes, I know what I do for a living. I know I got fans. I know I got, people that look up to me, all that. But sometimes I'm just not feeling it. Look, little man, I know you see me. I know. I get it. But not today.
Right. It's just not that. And this has nothing to do with you personally. It's just not today.
Yeah. And even like them, with all the money they got, they wake up on the wrong side of the bed too. It's just
more so than people who don't have that money.
Right.
I'll say one thing. If he said Ben Simmons win MVP this year. If you out with your family, if you out to eat, whatever, that's fine. I have no problem with people seeing you on the street asking you, because guess what? People on the street be wearing your jersey that you want them to buy. You want them to buy and participate in your name and what you do and pay you all this money, but then you want nothing to do with them. Like, I think
no, that's not what we're saying.
No, that's totally different, John. Even if they was rocking my jersey in the stadium at the end of a game, say I'm actually playing in the game, and some of these people want you to sign shoes, shake their hands, and all that, and I just lost the game.
Kiss babies.
Like it's sometimes you just some moments, bro. You're not in that zone.
I agree.
Like you do this so much every day. You gotta understand. These people can't even walk out their door without somebody trying to take a picture of them.
They can't even go to McDonald's.
So that after a while, it's like, man.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm getting there. That's what I'm saying. So I agree. There's time and place. I feel like this was a fair time and place for these kids to ask him. You're at a candy store. You left the doors open. You were letting people just, you wanted people to see you in there shopping, renting the place out, whatever it is.
What if he had a bad day? What if he wasn't feeling good that day and he just wanted to get
no? You can say no. I'm okay with him saying no, right. But I'm just saying unless they cross the line where they like put their arm around him like that lady did Mike Tyson or whatever, or people just like touching Mike Tyson on the plane like that those kids did, where that you touch me, boom, we cross the line. You come within a foot of me without my permission, you kind of cross the line, whatever. I feel like this was fair game. The second he says, no, bug off, they bug off, right? Like, if they don't leave after he says leave, then the issue's on them. But I'm saying I feel like these interactions were all fair game. Like, he wasn't sitting at a table with his family. It was at a candy store. Some kids walked up, hey, can you sign something? No. All right, boom, they split. That's fair game. All that's fair. He can say no. They can ask. I don't think anyone went too far with this. I think the trolling was – I wouldn't go that far, but I don't think even the troll went that far. Like, it was all fun and games. He was trying to stick up for the kids.
I'll say this, and then we'll move on. Sometimes even when you're real nice about no, not today, people still have a problem with it.
Exactly.
So
and that's what I was just thinking to myself.
Yeah, So then they're the bad guy. That's my whole
He could
point.
have
Is then
said,
they're
"No,
the bad
not
guy.
today." Not today, little man, or something, and they still, "Mommy won't sign it," or "I'll get him back for you, bruh." He just not feeling it today. Now, to his point, it was kind of dumb for you to have that's like us going to Foot Locker, and we, high status, and people still in there. It's like, the hell you expect? You left it open. We're gonna close that shit down, get our shoes, and go. Cause you just don't feel it every day. It's
Right.
Hey,
No, I
listen,
agree. I'm okay with all that.
I ain't even going off track. But look, one of my favorite basketball players of all time that I grew up with, AI. He gonna be in Schaumburg in September, bro. I am taking off work to go there. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a fan. You feel me? I love me some AI. I didn't have to man high school jersey, Olympic jersey, and all that. So I get it. You feel what I'm saying? I get it. But if AI tell me that day, look, bro, I done shook 50 people hand before I got to you. I'm good. Do you know what I'm still gonna do? Rock with AI. You feel what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Because I just understand like it's just probably not his day. He probably seen 100, 200 people before me.
I agree. That's my whole point. Is
all right.
he's
So
allowed to
last
say no,
thing, John,
and
and
they're
then
allowed to ask.
we're gonna
The
move on.
second it crosses any of those lines, that's where whoever does cross that line is wrong.
I feel you.
Gotcha. Tom Brady has
The
ended
GOAT.
today. Has ended his 10-day hiatus to be on Masked Singer. We're gonna start with you, JT.
You know,
What's your take on? Hey, it seems like everybody doing it now. You
Hang
done
on.
had AB on there. Gronk done been on
Before
there.
you go, let me say he did deny it today with his return. He denied that he was on Masked Singer, but it is very interesting to see the work people like, because apparently the day he left the Buccaneers was planned. It wasn't like he was like, "Hey, I can't make it tomorrow," like whatever. It was planned ahead of time.
Right.
So people were saying, what is there out there that has a planned start date but not a planned end date? And they were like, well, maybe he's on some sort of thing where he can get voted off, and that's why they don't know when it'll end or whatever. But that's where they came up with this. And then then the Fox thing, he's going to sign probably $375 million with Fox. So they're like, oh, maybe Fox asked him to come do Masked Singer. That's where all this came. He denied it today, but I mean, what do you think he's doing? I have a feeling he was probably shooting something. Maybe he was putting out some more Hertz commercials, but I do think he was doing something that was not football or family related.
Before you go, JT, real quick, who cares?
Hey, I feel like
who cares?
A lot of people,
bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, look, bro, Nico, look, bro. Hey, look, bro. Brady, my man's, bro. Look, I think what happened with him is, I think to me, bro, I think this may be his last year or next year his last year. I think he really finna get into really showing. I think he finna start like clout chasing. He already got clout, but I think he finna start like trying to put himself out there a little bit more than what we normally see him as. Okay. He played the sport, you know what I'm saying? He taking it serious. I think he's finna go into that Kobe mode. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, basketball is over. I'm finna start winning awards in other situations. I think that's what Tom Brady, I think he's finna go into like his second career. He finna start, we just finna see more of it because it draws him more attention. Because once he's off that field and we just see him in the booth, you know what I'm saying? He put like this. Brady wants to stay relevant for the rest of his life.
You lose interest when he goes from the field to the booth. Yeah.
And you're gonna lose
I think he really feel like he's gonna lose his relevancy. But I doubt it though. That's Tom Brady, bro.
I mean, I've seen him act. It's not good. So like he's got 10 years left with them looks. So I'm just saying, like, once them looks gone and there's no acting skills. We were talking about this before, like Kevin Hart.
10 more years, that's damn.
And I ain't gonna lie, I can't see Brady in the booth 60. Going play by play. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not excited, like, oh my God, interception. I can't see Brady doing that, bro.
Almost 60 at that point. That's good time.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, you know, yeah, he's only got a few years if he's, because we were talking about before the show, like Kevin Hart, whether you like his movies or not, this man has transitioned from a comedian into one of the most marketable people out there. Like he has put out a new movie or TV show every stinking week, it seems. And so, you know, a lot of guys are trying to get
at least 3 on Amazon three or four movies or shows since like Thanksgiving of last year.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree.
That's
I think Brady's trying to get into that. That something of that aspect, like you said, with Kobe winning other awards and other stuff, and proving they're more than just football. But yeah, the only reason I do have a thing with this, and you can argue he has earned the right to take these 10 days or whatever off, but AB brings up a good point. Like when AB asked for time off with an injury, an actual injury, he wasn't allowed time off. And like this guy's allowed to like take time off to get.
We don't know the backstory though. We don't know the backstory.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He was injured. He claimed he was injured. They said, "Nah, Kawhi, you ain't hurt. Go out there and play."
All right. So he injured,
and
right?
they made him play.
Wait. AB's injured, right? He's injured, right?
Okay.
How severe is this injury?
The doctors cleared him to play, but he said it didn't matter. I was still hurting. I don't know because the doctors cleared him to play. It was the same with Kawhi.
I'll end the argument right here. So if it's that severe, why hasn't he had a surgery yet?
You can play hurt, you just can't play through an injury. And I feel like AB was injured.
I'm saying
every injury requires surgery.
He said it did.
Well, I've seen him dance lately.
Wait.
His dance.
Wait.
Right here.
Hey, you want me to tell you how?
He ain't got good movement.
AB got to be lying.
Right.
Because he said he wouldn't get the surgery until he signed to a team.
Right.
So are you really that injured or do you just want to play? And
so what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that he was trying to sit out the season? What are you trying to say?
Right.
Trying to say AB might be lying.
No, he asked for a game off.
Whoa.
He asked for one game off. One game. He said, "I'll come back." I need
to go. Did you see how that man had the bottom of that man's feet look like a year ago or so?
But JT,
and he still was out there, bro.
Who did that to himself? Who did that?
That's him going hard.
No, who went into the hyperbaric chamber with no shoes on?
Well, people make mistakes. I think you're conflating the two things. No, hang on.
Tom Brady even vouched for that man and said that's the hardest working person I've ever been around.
If I put my hand,
that's because you hard working don't mean you don't lie.
Nico, if I accidentally touch the stove and then tell my wife, "Hey, I gotta go get this taken care of," and she's like, "No, you still gotta cook because you made the mistake."
You didn't accidentally touch the stove. If you put your hand on the stove and it stays there, that's your problem. Accidentally touching it and putting your hand on the stove.
First off, if you go to a hyperbaric chamber, it don't happen right away. You don't even notice the results till later.
But they always say you should put on shoes before you go in there anyway.
Okay, well, he didn't notice it till later.
Oh, John,
you're gonna tell a guy.
Stop.
No, you stop. You told a guy because he made a mistake that he has to play through it and live with it.
John,
like,
how many years has he been in the league? Wait. How many years?
Do you think he tried to do that?
He had to.
That's messing up that. Listen, hold on. Of all people in NFL, who won't stay money? AB, right? Do you think he's gonna mess up those feet?
Oh, okay.
Dude, come on, bro.
Let me ask you this: how many years has he been?
Like John said, I think that was an honest mistake.
Every single time I go.
Answer this: how many years has he been in the league?
Like what? 10, 11 years?
So you telling me that's his first time doing that?
I believe so.
Probably.
Hell no.
Wait. No, that's a good point.
I believe so.
No, you know what? To your point, maybe he has done it before and nothing happened. That's why he thought it was okay to do it again. Every time I go outside, I run the risk of getting cooked because I think
that was his first time.
My wife makes fun of me because
he started doing that type of stuff. I'm telling you, I really think that was his first time.
But
his feet would have been like that. I don't think that man, the way that man plays and the people that's been around him, and they said the way he prepared himself in practice. Think about it, bro. AB want his money. He's breaking records. Why would that man want to mess up that a bit? His footwork.
Yeah,
bro. Did you see those scars at the bottom of his feet? He did not do that on purpose. I don't like John said. I really think that was an honest mistake.
He wanted to get out of Vegas.
Okay, but that doesn't. It don't matter what that means.
So that mess up your paper.
If he was hurt, how come the Buccaneers
wouldn't give him one game? I'm glad you said that because all he had to do was be quiet for like 3 days, and he would have got what, $20 million fully guaranteed.
That's not what he could have gotten. That's not what he could have gotten. He could have got way more. You know that.
All you gotta do is be quiet from Saturday to Tuesday.
Listen, I understand 20 million important, but when you looking at these NBA players, baseball players, and all of that, bro, you're not trying to hear that, bro. And I'm risking my life more than you.
As much as they make.
Nico, you're confused. You're forgetting though. Like back to Brittany Griner, people get to a point where they do kind of think they're untouchable, and they think they can get away with certain things. He made that mistake. That's a mistake. He made a lot of mistakes. He's got to move on, and you can cut him. That's not the point. What I'm saying is, if a guy is legit hurt, and you deny him one game, a guy who actually puts in the work and is not just taking games off all the time.
Exactly.
You give him one game.
Well, do we know if
that's
they
why
denied
this
him one game?
That's why this is a big deal.
Do we know he denied them one game? They denied him one game?
Yes, that's why they fired him on the field, because he said, dude, I literally can't play the second half. And they were like, get out there and play. And he's like, I can't. And they were like, fine, then go home.
How do we know?
Don't risk it, don't biscuit.
Because
we know that? We only have one person to confirm that, and that's him.
Because the coach that fired him, that got fired by Tom Brady himself the next year, Bruce Arians, he freaking said himself. He said it. He said, I told him go out and play. He said no. I said, get out of here. Then you ain't on the team no more. And he took off his shirt and threw it in the stands.
Because what they was throwing around was AB saying, are you going to keep throwing the ball to your boy, huh? Because Grunt and AB had some things, necessities in their contracts to guarantee more money. And AB was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't keep throwing it to your boy Grunt. And Brady said, what are you talking about? And he just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's it's that man's truth, they truth, and somewhere up, you know, you flip it up in the air.
And that's all I'm saying. We'll never know the truth. But we can just take his word as face value and be like, oh, they really messed him up. We don't know.
But if he said I can't see, as long as we've been watching Antonio Brown play, when have you ever seen him just say, sit out on a play?
Right. I agree.
Come on, bro. Like, I mean, I understand people tripping off his mental and all of that. Everybody go through mental health issues. But when it comes to that man's competitive spirit and his competitive nature and risk and putting it all out there on the line, bro, AB up there.
All right.
So it's something that was bothering him. And they told that man something, and he got pissed, and that's when he walked off. Like, I can't do this.
We done went totally off topic. We gotta get back to Tom.
Well, no, we're not. To wrap it all up, this is what I'm saying: is this is a big deal in a sense. If it were anyone else, I believe that Tom Brady, of all people, has earned the right to take this time off. That being said,
cool. I agree with that.
That being said, like other players are getting this same privilege that that Antonio Brown couldn't get. And by the way, back to your point about the Raiders. That same year that he got cut for complaining about a helmet, they signed Richie Incognito, who already had a problematic past, and that summer
Maybe didn't want to be there anyway, though. That's what you're not.
No, hang on. Let me finish. That summer he threatened to shoot up a funeral home, pulled a gun in a funeral home, threatened to shoot the place up because he didn't think they handled his dad's funeral properly. The Raiders signed that guy, and they cut AB over a helmet issue. No, stop it. The Raiders
did they cut him or did he want to leave? Did they cut him or did he want to leave? Did they cut him or did he want to leave, John? Because
so you sign a guy who pulled a gun because he wants to be there.
He running around the house talking about I'm free.
Yeah, well, this is like the.
I don't look like a man that had just gotten cut. He looked like a man that wanted to leave in the first place.
How did the Eagles do after they cut Te'o? How did the Bears do after they cut Brandon Marshall? I'm sorry, you can cut guys all you want. Your team sucks. That's all I'm saying. These guys ain't out doing crazy bad stuff. Like
one team that's worked out for the quote unquote bad boys of the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys. It worked for them because Jerry Jones always picked them up. Now the last maybe 10 years with the Greg Hardy and all of that. That was like bad. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But when they go pick up these big names, the people that don't nobody else quote unquote want, they wound up winning. So it's like you're not winning without Te'o. You're not winning without AB. Big Ben, you start seeing that, bro. When Le'Veon Bell left, like some people you have to tolerate. Like Mike Tomlin got a saying. I treat all y'all the same, but but it's different. Everybody is treated differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect all of y'all the same, but you're gonna get treated different because you're not on the same level with somebody else. Some people, I will put up with that headache. Michael Jordan was a headache all day long, but you knew if that motherfucker was on, excuse my language, if he was on the court, you was winning. Like AB, bro. Like John said, like it's certain things you could just put up with. If he's talking about a helmet,
right? If they cut him over some Ben Roethlisberger stuff, I'd say okay. If you cut him over some Deshaun Watson stuff, okay.
Oh, and Ben Roethlisberger, he just brought up something about Deshaun Watson of all people.
But you talking
know what I say about men?
Helmet.
He ain't got room to talk.
A helmet.
Exactly.
He don't have room to talk.
You talking about a helmet, like?
But it's also an old helmet.
But I think with Brady, bro. At the end of the day, I think Brady, he deserved to do what he do.
I agree.
If he want to leave, let that man leave.
I agree. He's in a class of his own.
Yeah.
Next topic. The Manti Te'o documentary. John,
I can't wait.
Let us, we've all heard it, when it was happening back in the early 2000s. But, give us, the inside scoop.
One of the biggest. So this changed a lot of people's mind about the way they view it, and especially with the way people view mental health now. Now that we know more about catfishing and all that stuff, but mostly mental health. A lot of people understand. Now with like people look at this and say this was a guy who was trying to help a girl that he thought had issues. She was always saying like, oh, I got this, I got that, I got cancer, I got, and then at one point she was on like life support and she was just breathing. And then they said that like when he called and talked, they put the phone next to her and it like her heart started beating faster and like, then it, whatever, or picking up like whatever, like it hadn't in some time. Right. Mm. They strung this dude along. Like, no, this was real, obviously. But like, now people are starting to see like, oh, this dude was like, because I don't mind the memes. The memes, people are like, oh, they were mean. People need to apologize to this guy and all this stuff. First of all, I don't need to apologize to this guy. I never said nothing about him back then when it happened. So, but at the same time, like, I do think it gives like a different aspect. I do appreciate seeing his side of the story. But, one of the things I took away, though, was they had the dude who voiced the girl that was on the phone with him all that time. They had him on Dr. Phil, and the person was too shy to voice the girl character on Dr. Phil, so they put him behind a screen and allowed them to do it. And they talked like the girl that was on the phone calls, all the voicemails, all that stuff. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, that's the person who did it." And I'm like, "Bro, catfish me once, you got me. Catfish me twice, like, no, let me see him do it. Come on, you put him behind a screen. I still don't know that's the person. Y'all might be pulling me along. Like, it does seem like it was more intricate than even the documentary leads on. But there might have been more people involved. But yeah, it's tough because you see him so he found out 2 days before the Heisman Trophy. He didn't win it. Manziel won it, but he found out 2 days before, and that the person was fake, catfishing him, whatever, to that extent. And at that point, that's when he did tell his first lie by his own words. He at the Heisman thing still continued to pretend like, because at that point he didn't know what to do. Like for a whole year, he'd been telling people like this girl, my girlfriend died, and I'm dedicating my season to her. And now he's on the Heisman stand, like about to win it. He didn't, but about to, in theory, win it. And he told people like, oh yeah, I'm still dedicating the season to her, blah, blah, blah. I can't say that any of us would have done differently, Yeah. I mean, because at that point he was still trying to figure it all out himself. Like he didn't, whatever. So that's one thing. Like, yeah, at that point he did know he messed up. Looking back, I'm sure he wished he could redo that, but I don't know how like, what do you say? It's like, because no matter what, even if you admit you got catfish, you still look like the idiot. I'd rather be an idiot than a liar, but like still, it's not good to look like an idiot. But yeah, man, I don't feel like there were enough characters in it. I would have liked him to ask people he played with, like, what did you think? There was like one friend, and then it was heavily focused on the Ronaya, the guy who pulled all this.
Mm.
They got a lot of screen time. I would almost say this was the Ronaya documentary more than the Manti Te'o documentary. Like they got a ton of screen time.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting. It was only 2 hours, so it's a quick watch. But I definitely recommend it. But yeah, it definitely opened some eyes to his side of the story. But again, I don't think the memes, memes are okay. If you're going to his house and trolling him outside, that's one thing. But it's memes, man. If you don't like memes, get off the internet. Like it's fine.
I'll say this. That just hearing the whole situation, even when we heard it for the first time when it was going on, goes back to people got too much time on their hands. To like, bruh, you out here catfishing people. Like you ain't got nothing better to do with your
Yeah,
life.
none of work. They created family, cousins.
That's what I'm
nieces,
saying.
nephews,
Like
mom, dads.
you
Crazy.
took all this time. You could have built a business by now.
Tripping.
Like
Putting the energy into the wrong thing.
right, yeah. It's like get your life together. You doing too much.
And people talk about like that was a hurting person and hurting people hurt people. But like that's the thing is if you're hurting and you get help, people will understand your side of the story and feel for you. The second you start hurting other people, that's when no one's going to take your side anymore. Like you attached your pain to someone else. That's on you. Like you didn't have to do that. But I'll say this. Some people said that because Deadspin was the one who broke this story and it was a big deal. I mean, they would really launch them even bigger when they launched this story. Because, everyone, if I heard, hey, Nico used to play for the Tigers, I'd be like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not going to go look up, did Nico play for the Tigers? I just believe him. Like, this is what it is. Like, whatever. And these guys were like, oh, you know what? This sounds fake. Let's go look into it. But, so kudos to them. That's journalism, whatever. But they said that he never, as a linebacker, he never would have been in this position if it weren't for this story. And to that, I disagree because they did beat all the top teams. Like they like Notre Dame was undefeated for a reason. Like it wasn't like they came in.
How do you think your boys are fair this year? Like honestly, how do you think records, everything? What you think?
Say what?
Had a phone call. My bad, guys.
Oh.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. The first time I heard about it, I was just like, "Wow, bro!" You know what I'm saying? Like what makes people do stuff like that?
I will say you watching it, he seems like an emotional guy. He seems like he was a mark. Like he seems like he was.
I feel you.
He does seem like he was a mark, and that's not a shot. Some people are more emotional than others. That's how they are. But a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like how people target grandmas and stuff with certain technological things that they know that the grandmas don't understand that kind of technology. So like, oh yeah, your credit card did this, and they're like, I just got this credit card. I don't know. They're probably telling the truth.
Exactly.
And so he did seem like a mark from this because of how he wanted to help people, and he seemed very emotional, just loosely emotional. Like he was easy. He got emotional easy, it seemed, from this. So he did seem like a mark, but yeah, man, they put some work into this guy. It's crazy stuff.
And that guy was that guy was nice in college.
Yeah, I think he was a high.
That really messed up his career too, though. I think.
Yeah, I mean that man was. I'm like, wow. I said he gonna be something in the league. And you come out with all this, I'm like, wow.
Even in the documentary, just going off that, like you can see they beat like number 8 Oklahoma, number 10 Michigan. Like they were beating the top teams, and they went undefeated. So I mean, and he was the best player on the best team or the best record team.
Yeah.
Obviously, Alabama spanked them, but all this stuff came out right before the Alabama game, and
exactly.
A lot of people say like he was never the same after that. But yeah, it's last thing real quick. I'll say this. This is why, because he talked about how he was so confident in high school and college because everyone was telling him he was the best.
Right.
And he was so confident and he knew that he could do it and he never questioned himself. And he says the second he got to the NFL, he questioned every play. Like every play he was in his own head thinking, I have to make this tackle. I have to make this tackle. I have to make this tackle. If I don't make this tackle, like, whatever, like, and that's why, like, for me, one of they're talking about mental health is you have to believe in yourself with or without the crowd. You have to believe in
Facts.
yourself without the money, right? If you
Facts.
think that the money is what's gonna make you, okay, I'm happy. It'll make you happier. It will, but you have to be strong before that, because if you lose the money, then you're gonna lose. So that's the thing, man. You got to be mentally
Not even
strong.
so much of that. Not even so much of that. Not to cut you off, John, but man, the people with the most money are the most miserable people.
Right.
They can't live a normal life
Because they weren't strong. Yeah, they weren't mentally strong before the money.
Yeah.
They weren't strong without the title, and not to get into all that stuff, but like the kid the boy who pranked him is now a lady, and they moved to some tribe where it's all like guys are now women, women are now guys. They moved over there, and same with that. Like they thought that would make them happier, and maybe it did.
That's okay.
But I'm just saying, it's not guaranteed to make you happier either. Like you have to believe in yourself, no matter what your status is, your money, your whatever, your fame. You gotta believe yourself, or else, something like this could happen to you, man. And when your world comes collapsing down, you got to be that rock for someone else. And what happens a lot of times is everybody collapses at the same time, and no one's there to hold anyone up. So, especially as a dad, man, you got to be that guy. But I wouldn't know.
That's fair.
Luckily he didn't go into that depressive, suicidal state. That's the best thing. He was still able to make it to the league, although he didn't succeed very well. But he still was able to do, fulfill his dream.
Think he got some type of form of counseling behind that?
He should have. Because when you got egg on your face in front of the whole world, that's a lot in itself.
I think he retired a Bear.
Did he?
I think he didn't play any games, but I think his last check was from the Bears.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure he was a Bear to end his career. I have to look it up, but he last played with the Saints. But he was a Bear, but he never played with them. But he was signed with the Bears, I believe. But yeah, man, he does talk about in the documentary. You'll see it. He talks about how he went through some bad stuff and he had to go to therapy and stuff like that. But yeah, he credits, he didn't cross in that suicidal state because he credits his faith and stuff like that. So
yeah, he was real big into religion,
and he had a mom and dad who believed in him and were there for him. And he talks about that a lot too. Is listen, I'm doing this for the people who always believed in me, not for the ones who made fun of me. Like there were people who always believed in me, and I want to be this person because they believe in me, and that's what we all need to do. Yeah. It's good. You should go watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
I do think that the other person got too much screen time. It wasn't enough Manti Te'o for me, but that's all right.
But,
yeah, it happens. But good people, we appreciate you for watching. Thank you again to our brother JT for being our emergency fill-in, and that's his job from this day forward. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, y'all my brothers, bro. So I got y'all.
Man, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate it 100%. But yes, people, from myself, Suave, John, the hardest working man, probably in the city. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I don't know. I mean, he don't work harder than me, but he work hard. No, I'm just playing.
I was gonna say, man, there's guys like building skyscrapers and stuff, right? Like working like
that's true, but they might only work 5 days a week. We don't know.
Well, I'm not putting myself on their list.
We got some things cooking, so we're gonna bring y'all some dope content. We're gonna bring y'all some dope content. So from myself, JT, Walt, that's watching, brother John. We holler at you guys later. See you all Wednesday. Regular scheduled programming. Hopefully John feels better and we get him back Wednesday. All right, people. Later.